enemy is anything that is pursuing you.
So you have been chased?
Just like everybody.
I'm not sure I've been chased. I don't know about you. Have you been chased?
And that is why you pray every morning.
Yes, indeed. Tell us about the dynamics of how media has changed over the years. We understand in the past people would say, you know what, radio is the go-to means, then TV, and the traditional media, you know, newspapers, as the case may be. How has it changed over time?
Well, I think what is constant is change. And because change is constant, everything is changing. When we started this industry, the movie industry, most of us knew that it is going to change with time. Just like the way we started it, well, the kind of films we shoot, the things we do, we think of morals. At the time, it becomes all commerce affair. Movie is meant to teach you something. After watching a movie, you did not learn anything from that movie. I think you wasted your time for nothing. But because of what we have in Nigeria, just like you said earlier on, say people, you know, a lot of people do not have work and all that. Anything they can lay their hands on, they jump into it. But if you look at it, you discover that some of the things we watch now, we don't even like seeing them. The world wants, or should I say, the youths want something that glitters. When you go half naked, they wash it. Even if what you are doing makes sense or not, it's not their business. Once, you know, at times, when they turn tradition upside down, they will like it. Let me give an instance. If they say that a woman is going to break kola nut, that is what they want to watch. So we are not, most times, we are not teaching them again that some of these amateurs are not teaching people what they should know. They are not trying to protect the culture of our people. Hardly you see American films where you win America. No, you can't win them. No matter what you do, after everything, you must be caught. Is it not? So that is what is happening now.
Right,
Yeah.
but then in our own system, we're supposed to be using these transformational media spaces to improve our tradition and culture. Do you think social media has done better since its evolution?
I have to say the truth. No.
Really?
Yes. It has not.
Wow.
Because Censor Board had been trying. I must tell you. Censor Board had been trying to censor most of the junks. But the problem now is that because of this social media, most of the films or most of the TikToks are not going to Censor Board.
Oh.
See to that. If it goes to Censor Board, they will tell you to go and expunge this, expunge that, so that it will make sense. So that you don't destroy the image of the country or image of that very particular culture you are trying to protect.
So are they under the Censor Board?
Who?
I mean, the TikTok content creators.
That's what
the
I'm saying.
Instagram.
All of them supposed to be under Censor Board. Censor Board has been warning them. You understand? Now, the social media should help. I think that should be a discussion between the Censor Board and most of the, probably Google.
So what impact do social media platforms have on children? And how do they differ from traditional media? Like you said, TV, radio, and all that.
Of course, in radios, televisions, they are trying.
And print and newspapers as well.
Yeah?
And print
Okay.
and newspapers.
These ones are trying because they are under check. You understand? There are some things you take to them, they will say no, or go and do it this way. But because ordinary social media, from your house, you can throw in anything you like.
So what impact does it have on children? And how does it differ from what what traditional media has?
It's giving a lot of people money, destroying a lot of people's character. That is the truth. A lot of people are making money through the social media. You understand what I'm saying? Though, of course, like I said earlier, a lot of people didn't have work. So going into it now, having TikToks and all that, they are making money out of it. But some things they show corrupts children.
So what should parents, what are the things that parents should be concerned about, you know, about the content that their children are exposed to online?
First and foremost, this is a very big task because of availability of handsets, especially Androids. Because of the availability of it, even your child that is going to school, you may not know that he has a phone. You understand? So hardly you control them. That is why the control should come from the central point, which is the media in which they are going into to showcase what they have. I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I guess.
So that is where it will be controlled. A lot of parents careless about the kind of phone their children use, the kind of things they do, because you should start training your children from child, from when they are from infants. You start training them, start telling them what to do or what not to do. Instead of going there as a businessman, your wife, working class, nobody cares about the children anymore. All they do is to come back and buy big gift for them. What are they doing with it? You don't know.
So, all right, so in terms of movies specifically, we understand that Nigerian movies are actually very good. They're doing well, even in the international community. I mean, you could say that we're number one in terms of production.
Yes.
Some persons would even want to give us thumbs up for that. But some other persons have also said that our production, content have dropped when it comes to in terms of quality. That's the reason why we chunk out movies every now and then. If you start a movie within 2 weeks, it's out. There is no messaging, there's no, correct behavioral patterns that the movies these days are trying to portray. So I'm wondering if, it is within your jurisdiction to check with those, and how are you in your movie sphere actually cutting through this particular issue?
Like I said earlier, when we started this thing, I know that we are doing it well. By now, it would have been better. But instead of becoming better, we are dropping in quality. Why? In those days, you are a script writer, fine. After writing your script, you can be a storyteller. Tell your story to a script writer. Then the script writer will write it. Probably give it to a screenplay writer. After that, whenever you want to produce it, you call script conference. We brainstorm on that very story. Everybody will be there. The one you selected, the experts that you selected to come and discuss that script, scene by scene, language by language. You understand? By the time you are through, you discover that you have a good story.
How long does this take?
Sometimes it can take you 1 week or 2 weeks.
To do all of these things?
No.
No, I'm talking about scripting, storytelling, and getting ready for a movie shoot. How long does it take?
Of course, script writing can take you a month or two, or even a week or 2 weeks, depending on who is writing.
Okay.
You understand?
So an average Nigerian movie, as it stands now, how long does it take for it to be produced? I'm
not trying to tell you what it should be.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
If you go by what it should be, it's supposed to be taking about 2 months or thereabouts to make a movie.
To make a movie?
Yes.
That is the standard?
The standard, 2 months, 3 months. It depends on the type of story you are shooting.
Okay.
You understand? Because there are some stories are bigger than the other. Mm-hmm. I may want to shoot a film now that I must travel to Ghana. I must travel to Cameroon. You not expect me to finish it in 2 months.
Okay.
You get? So there are stories like that. Some are too technical. that you can shoot it, you can finish it even in 3 months.
Okay.
So what tools and technologies are available? Talking about the fact that some things that children could consume online and healthy. So what tools and technologies are available for parents to monitor and control their children's media consumption?
Let me come again, please.
Okay. We talked about the fact that you said some things that is being expunged online are not healthy for the kids, for the children. So what tools or technologies are available for parents to be able to properly monitor and control their children's media consumption?
Of course, I don't know any now, based on what I told you. Some parents didn't even know that their children had that phone. So how can they control it?
Okay.
You're the National Vice Chairman, Association of Movie Practitioners.
Yeah, National Vice President.
Okay. Association of Movie Practitioners.
Yes.
I don't know what you think about the introduction of services like Netflix, Amazon Prime, where Nigerian movies, high-profile Nigerian movies, that's what they call it, you know, are watched. And of course, the sharing formulas are usually agreed between Netflix and movie practitioners. Do you think that's an advantage? Because you have stated that social media has actually done bad than good. So Netflix is also part of social media. Amazon Prime and the other movie platforms are actually part of social media. Do you think these platforms have done worse in terms of promoting our traditional culture in our system?
Yes, in a way, they've done great, right? The other way around, they should be cautioned.
How?
One, they've done great because if you look at it, initially, our movies are in the market, open market, when we said hard copies. At the time, that one was phased out. If not all these channels, there wouldn't be any market for movie making now. Movie marketing, you understand? So they are all good. But what I'm saying is that, in as much as they are there,
it phased, just before you go ahead, it phased out to the point where people started renting movies.
Okay.
You remember?
I do.
There's a place there was a time, even me, I know I went to a place to rent a movie for 24 hours, for 2 days,
2 days
for,
or
thereabout. So it got to that point.
Yes.
And I think piracy played a huge role where, it was difficult for the body to be able to capture those who do that. Because when you lend a movie, you do not know who you are lending it to. There might be people who go and redo the movie and then start selling on their own, and the monies will not be going to, these people. So, and now we have this platform, this streaming platform that the movie producers can easily sell their movie to and discuss sharing formula. You say that's not a good thing?
No, it's a good thing. Like, let me rewind back a little bit to what you said. You talked about the video clubs.
Mm-hmm.
The problem we had in this, our industry, let me just use our industry as an example, is that we don't believe in anybody's ability. If you are good, that you are supposed to be Moses that will take us to Israel,
okay.
to the promised land, they will not listen to you. Right? Had it been that they listened to us, it wouldn't have been like this. In the first place, I am the person that gave Video Club their names in Nigeria. VIC1, Video Club Owners Association of Nigeria. I gave them that name because I was first to raid them all over the country. At the end, I discovered that these people are not our problem. One bit, they are not. They are good customers. After raiding them, I told them to go and form associations so that we'll have body to discuss with, because I discovered that they are the market we are. There were about 8-point-something million in number all over Nigeria. So we now come to understanding that they will be buying our films for 500 naira to go and rent for 1 year. We sell film 250 naira then, And the 500 naira is for rental copies. So when you are giving out rental copies, you are not bringing out sales copies until this expires. Right? Or if you are giving out rental copies and you are bringing out sales copies, then the rental houses cannot buy the rental copy, sales copy to sell, to rent. Rather, they will buy rental copies. If you sell 1 million copies only, you are making 250 million, apart from the 250, the other 250 million which you made gain from.
Wow. Was that what was happening then?
No, that was what we discussed.
Okay.
But the marketers refused at the end of the day, calling them thieves and all that.
The marketers?
They refused to do it. They said no, that they cannot do business with the video club operators.
Could it be because they see them as oppositions or as rivals? Because if video clubs are also getting straight from the producers, marketers are also meant to get straight from the producers. So could it be because they see them as oppositions?
No, video clubs are not getting it from producers. You can't do it. You understand? You cannot censor your film if you are not censor board registered company.
So they got it from where?
Marketer.
Okay.
So that is why we sell our films to the marketers.
Okay, so marketers are the ones supposed to give it to video clubs.
Video clubs. You understand? The video clubs, most of them they come to the market and buy to go and rent. Of course, there must be piracy. If my film is not pirated, that film is not a good film. Don't you know? If your music is not pirated, it's not a good music.
That was then.
Even till now. You know why?
Why?
If these things are pirated, that means it's going far. Some people take your film to media, cut it. They cut some bits, call it short skit. Is it not piracy? So it is still there. But they cannot do it to any film that is not good. It's only the films that are good that will do it. True or false? So what is there is that before the piracy can pirate your film, you have made a hell of money.
From the video clubs
Yes.
system.
You have made, I am talking of 1 million, where we have 8 million. 8 million members.
Right.
Can you produce it? You need bank to help you to produce.
So what would make, because it's only, one would wonder, what will make someone, they put a sweet substance in your mouth and you spit it out. What made the marketers to refute?
I said something here. In fact, I am on air. There are some things I will not say anyway. You understand? With reasons. But what I said before is, I said, if somebody that will lead them to promised land, as Moses comes, they will not want it. Everybody believed it is me, mine. Just like some of them went and opened, YouTube channels.
Okay.
Marketers?
Yes. This thing should have been for that marketers association. Had it been that they did it so, it would have been better. I advised them to do that. But instead of doing that, the people I advised went and called few of them and opened.
So what should be for marketers association?
The YouTube, they would have been the first to open it, so that their films will be going in there. They will be making money just like trading as well.
Does the producer sell directly to marketers?
Marketers are producers as well, but other producers, independent producers, sell direct to marketers.
Okay. Because I understand that even if you put stuff on YouTube and intend to make money from it, sometimes if you don't have the rights to it, YouTube will flag it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So
now does it mean that marketers associate? There's something they call the name, IFMAN.
Okay.
Had been that they opened this thing, IFMAN YouTube. For them, they have the money to do everything. They have big offices. It's only to employ workers. By now, the same union, if you are not part of the union, they cannot air your own. Just like what they're supposed to do on television. Today, they would have replaced African Magic. When these people came, we told them, buy a license, open your television, because you have the capacity. You are producing not less than 40 films in a month. So who can challenge you? Nobody. Instead of that, they keep on selling to African Magic, selling to these people. You see, and these people are buying it for peanuts.
Is it for peanuts?
Peanuts.
I thought it was a huge investment on the Nigerian African space, because African Magic in itself is worth billions. So they're bringing in their monies. You have produced a movie, you walk up to them, do a negotiation, if they check what the movie is about. These days, in fact, they even contract some of our producers and even our actors to work for them, to produce movies for them over the years. They give you not an investment.
And that's good. But what I'm saying is that after producing your film, I wish you produce one and take to them. You'll be surprised as what your film will.
But I understand that even Netflix pays higher than our local,
Yes.
system. I mean, isn't it?
Yes, but yet it's not worth it.
Still not worth it?
Still not worth it. That is why you go to Netflix, you take to this one, you take to the other one, in order to cover up, in order to make
expenses.
Money. Yes. You understand? And because of the amount of money they are buying these films, nobody can be proud and say, let me bring out 10 million naira, 20 million naira to shoot a good movie.
Could it also be because of the quality of the production? That's why the prices differ.
That's what I'm telling you. Because of the price, that is what affected the production quality. No matter the kind of film you shoot, if you shoot a film with 100 million, you need to look out there to make your money.
Okay, we are asking you about the fact that if this was a juicy offer, selling 500 to at least 1 million people, and the marketers turned it down, could it be that they were sabotaged, or that internally Nollywood or film industry of Nigeria was sabotaged by itself? There was some record of how some foreign persons, speculations, came into Nigeria and wanted to pay a huge sum to the participants, both the cast, the crew, and all that. And someone in Nigeria called the person and said, no, that's too much money. And pay them less, they will still do the same job. So could it be they were sabotaged, or they were selfish?
Good. Any of this thing now is a good name to it. You understand?
Yeah.
We do sabotage ourselves because of some people's selfish interests. Everybody wants to be the head. Just like I said before, if you bring an idea, why must it be you? Is it not a sabotage? Are there any sense in that? And because you don't have any power, you are not a marketer. They have their union. Even though you are known, we have other guilds. But in those days, marketer is that of all. Because there's nothing your guild can do for you, since your guild cannot market your film.
So are you saying there is no team spirit amongst the people?
The marketers know themselves alone. And based on the level of their own understanding, they were believing that you are not of us. If you come in, you will rule. Oh, that was what brought all these things. Otherwise, there are some people who knows it much. There are some experts, but they are not marketers. And these people cannot allow you into that food. That was what happened in those days. I know that some of them might not like what I'm saying, but it is true.
What are the major problems of movie practitioners here in Nigeria?
Well, I think we need foreign bodies to come in and help the industry financially, technically. We need seminars, workshops, symposiums. We need all these things. We need to educate a lot of people in movie making.
But
we need equipment. We are down because the first people that made money in the industry did not reinvest it in the industry. Oh. Instead, they went and started building hotels, building rubbish, one thing or the other. I call it rubbish because it destroyed what made you. You understand what I'm saying? By now, had it been that those people invested the money they made from movies, by now, Nigeria would have been one of those that have more film houses than any other place. We would have climbed to a different level. All the shooting equipment, all the materials we are talking about now would have been here. There are so many things, there are so many equipments we don't have. We are just, most of our films, in fact, our films are being done by manpower. Use your head. What machine will do for you? You use your head, you do it. That is it.
Well, what about the government's involvement? You've spoken about in external influence. If somebody comes in and imports and brings in investments into the country, don't you think that they will have external influence to our culture instead of exporting, what you want them to export? They export what they would love to export. More like you will not have any say as to what goes out in terms of movie production. Don't you think that could be a huge fear? And secondly, why do you think the government hasn't really confidently put in huge sums of money, given that that is a huge source of engaging our youth?
Okay, just remind me the second question.
Okay.
Let me start from the first one. You see, foreign investors cannot influence our stories. Rather, they want our stories. But we are going to do that story well. Foreign bodies want your own story. They are tired of foreign stories and whatnot. They need your culture. They want to see it. You understand? Then if they, okay, look at it. Watch our films. When they say that the Igwe want the entire people of the town to come, you see 7 boys and 4 girls. Is it not for the entire town? And the Indiche is always 2 man or 3. The Indiche. But when you talk of, if you want to talk about Igbo culture, we have Indiche, we have Ndiozo. These people are different. We have Ojiana. They are there. But we are not, because of money, because of some logistics that you cannot meet up with, you discover that we cannot interpret our own story. We cannot. We are not interpreting it. I can see, I was watching one film in the morning when I woke up. I saw the people in class, that's the servants in the palace, wearing a white shirt with a tie. This
bow tie.
Bow tie. I said, oh my God. When did this happen? When did it happen in this side of the world? It is not true. It is not true. So why are you bringing it?
Maybe because they will say films are make-believes.
Of course. They will tell you that they have dramatic license to do it, is it not? But what are you trying to portray in that dramatic license? In that you make-believe? What are you trying to portray?
Now this is where we should be going to. Okay, talking about
There's a second leg of the question.
Okay, then.
Yeah,
there's
remind me.
government involvement.
Okay.
Yes, that's
Hasn't the government been enough with bringing in money, given that it is supposed to be a source of engagement for the youth?
I think that is where I will blame the Film Corporation, right? Because they are supposed to be the mouthpiece of the industry in terms of government aspect. And I'll say it here opportunely that the problem we have is tribalism.
Tribalism?
Yes.
How so?
Wow.
That is the problem.
How so?
If you bring this money, is it Igbo man that is going to control a big chunk of it? Or will it be Yoruba man? Yeah, an Hausa man will be the head of what do you call Film Corporation.
You're talking about the
No,
National Film and Video Censors Board, or you're talking about
No, Film Corporation.
Film Corporation.
Yes.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
And, no, Yoruba man will be the head, even when an Igbo man is better. Or Igbo man will be the head, even when Hausa man is better. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
So who is in charge of appointing the head of the film board?
I think under Ministry of Information and Culture, I think so.
Okay.
But what I'm trying to say is this: whichever way, if they map out 20 billion now for us to make films, we will hear it. It will be on the pages of newspapers and the television. We will hear We will see, we will hear it, see it on the television. That's enough. But many people will not see that money.
In the film board?
Yes.
In the production
in the production industry.
Really?
You can't assess it at the end of the day. So now, why don't they circulate this thing? Let every state have liaison or film corporation office. Let every state have it. Get the equipment there. Make it accessible for people to use it. By so doing, you have given us that money we want. Then bring it to my doorsteps. I can now write to the people in charge to give me, learn to do so certain. They can get the money from me. You get it?
Yeah.
The North can as well do the same. The man in the West can as well do the same. Don't expect me to come to mosque before I take it. It will boil down to knowing person or not knowing person.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you
pleasure.
so much, sir, for your time. We truly appreciate. Chimdi Chama is the National Vice Chairman Association of Movie Practitioners, having given us insight into movie producers and their challenges in the Nigerian system. We hope that things get better. And this tribalism thing that you spoke about is one that we have spoken about as our major issue in this country. I don't know that is even affecting the film board as well.
It is.
Anyways, we would keep interrogating these matters with a view to bringing you speed with all of the things that you need to know. Stay with us. This is the Signature Morning. We'll be right back after this. To stay with us.